Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be discussing the distance formula and midpoint formula and how we use these formulas in certain questions. First, let's discuss the distance formula. Remember, the distance formula is d equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Remember, when you're using the distance formula, you're finding the length of a side. You will find questions that ask, are the lengths congruent? Remember, congruent means, are the sides exactly the same? And to find that out, you would be using the distance formula. Next, if the question asks, what is the perimeter? Remember, the perimeter is the distance around a shape. You would also use the distance formula to find the lengths of all the sides and add them together. Anytime you see the word congruent and perimeter, you use the distance formula. Let's take a look at the question. Are CB and AB congruent? Justify. So the minute I see the word congruent, I know that I have to use the distance formula. Let's write down the distance formula. So I want to find CB, which is here. So we have to first determine what the point of C is and B. So C is -6, -3, and B is -5, 3. Now let's input that into our formula. Now remember to label these x1, y1, x2, y2. So x2 is -5 minus x1, which is -6 squared, plus y2, which is 3, minus y1, which is -3 squared. Now remember, you're going to put whatever's underneath the radical into the calculator, and you're going to leave the radical out. So after you do this, you should get radical 37. So the length of CB is radical 37. You would do the same with AB. So we need to find the coordinate of A and the coordinate of B. A is 1, 2, and B is -5, 3. And again, we're going to put that into the distance formula. And we're going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. So -5 minus 1 squared plus 3 minus 2 squared. And again, remember, when you put this in your calculator, you leave out the square root and you just put what's underneath the radical. And after I do this, I get radical 37. So notice that AB and CB have the exact same length, therefore they are congruent. So it says justify, which means we have to write a statement. So I would say CB is congruent. Remember, the congruent sign is an equal sign with a little tilde on the top or a little squiggly line, is congruent to AB because they both have the same length, which in fact is radical 37. Next, we have the midpoint formula. Remember, the midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. When using the midpoint formula, you're finding the middle point of a line segment. Here, we're going to look for the phrase, find the point where it is bisected. Remember, when we bisect, we cut something into two congruent parts. And we're also looking for the word median. Remember, when a median is formed, a midpoint is formed, thus creating two congruent parts. Let's look at the example. Segment AB has coordinates A, 1, 3, and B, 5, 9. Find the point where it's bisected. So again, the minute I see the word bisected, that means two congruent parts. And because of that, I need to find the midpoints. Now remember, my midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So I'm going to rewrite my points, and then I'm going to label them. x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to add my x's together, 1 plus 5 divided by 2, and add my y's together, 3 plus 9 divided by 2. 1 plus 5 is 6, 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 3 plus 9 is 12, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So the point where it's being bisected is the coordinate 3, 6. And remember, because it's a coordinate, it needs parentheses around it.